Okay.
That being said,
A couple things. Sorry about missing last Friday's episode.
yeah, guys, we got the sniffies.
That one's on me. I got
It's Luke's fault.
a little sniffy from, whatever. But I'm better now, and we're just going to have a Tuesday episode, and we'll do some talks before this anime stuff. But, yep, sorry about that. Welcome back.
Yep. Hi.
Couple things. Persona 3. And
we're here in studio. No, just kidding.
Okay. Persona 3 and Persona 4 dropped on Switch. And you got Persona 3.
I did get Persona 3.
And you like it.
I love it. But I've always loved Persona 3 because that is something that the Retroid Pocket, I was so excited to have that for a lot of SNES games and other things like that. But I really wanted a PSP emulator so that way I could play Persona 3. And now that it's on the Switch, it looks so clean and it's nice. And to be honest, for me, I feel like it plays exactly how it did on the PSP.
Yeah, well, it's a port, right?
Yeah,
it's just a port. It's just been thrown out. Yeah, so there's a lot of criticism lobbied against this one. Not 4. 4 is, from what I can tell, 4 is still revered as like a fantastic, like this is a good port of this onto this console.
Yeah.
People are a little more critical of 3. Some fair, probably most of it might be not fair.
Yeah.
First things first, it's the PSP version, right?
Yeah.
It's like the visual novel,
yes.
almost like
Was there a different version?
There's a PS2 version where you actually can wander around in a school.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
And people like that version. So the criticism is people think that Atlas should have
done that one
instead. Well, no, they should have opened up dev time a lot, and then combined the best of both the games.
Hey guys, it was $20. Shut the fuck up.
There's that. It's first off, this is not a remaster. It's not a remake. It's a port.
They're just like, here you go. Here's a game that you can't get anywhere or play anywhere else.
Yeah.
Here you go. It's for $20 instead of like $30 or $60.
So,
you know what I mean?
Right. So the people that are complaining about that, I think it's a very petty thing to complain about.
Yeah.
It's a port. They just took it, moved it on over to the Switch.
What benefit do you get to even walk around? Like, honestly, like it's kind of something that annoys me. And this is me, but like in Persona 4 and 5, where you're just like running around and like talking, like I have to run somewhere, click A, run somewhere, click A. To me, like it's the same. It just was your preference.
Yeah, I have no issue with the point and click approach. I mean, Persona 3 is still my favorite Persona.
Yeah, easy, hands down. I'm having such a good time.
Yeah.
Do you know in the settings you can do that's fun is you can make it like it's like custom difficulty a little bit. You can have it to where it's like, oh, I want normal, but I want like maybe a little bit more XP, or I want less XP, or I want normal.
That's cool.
You know, you can do all these different things to kind of like figure out, like what is like good and stuff.
So the complaint of this like not being like some combo version of the two is dumb and silly. And if you want Atlas to open up dev time and actually like start diving into the codes for a PS2 and a PSP game and start reworking it, we're not talking about a $20 port.
No, it's absolutely that's $40 at minimum.
That's 40. Yeah, I mean, like
all the amount of work that went into it.
You have to assign developers to, and Atlas is not some.
They get paychecks.
Atlas is big, but Atlas is not Nintendo. It's not Sony. You know what I mean? They're not that level of, So that's dumb. The bigger complaint that I think is justified is the upscaling, and so the story is going around right now is that, and I think Atlas admitted to it, was for getting like the textures and like the backgrounds like up-resed, they went to a free online up-reser and then put the images in, got them for free, and just ported them into the system. So that's
awesome.
And the upscale I believe is called Waifu 2X.
So anyone can do this?
It's apparently it's free. Now I haven't
for just images because that's what, or is it for like specifically game?
It probably moved that 480p image up to like 1080p or 720 or something.
Huh.
So
that's kind of fun.
That's a little more understandable, and like some of the backgrounds aren't going to look like 1080, and like also like it's a game that was developed 20-something years, or not 20-something years ago, like 20 years ago, right? At this point. Yeah. And like it's not going to have like high-res backgrounds in the same way that like Persona 4 Golden did.
Do you even need it? Like who's looking at the fucking background?
I don't know. It's
for this. Now, if it was something that was just dedicated to that, then sure. But I mean, like I'm literally just going around trying to play the game. I'm not like, oh my God.
That being said, this is a PS2 game. Or a PSP game, not a PS Vita game. The PS Vita was in HD. The PSP itself, not so much, right?
Yeah.
So
I'd be curious if the people complaining are people like in a different generation who have not played that game.
I bet you it's people that maybe Persona 3 was their entry point, or they played it or they played it right after 4. So like Persona 3 is shockingly different compared to 4, like tonally. Like 3 is a dark game, right? And you deal with death a lot in that game. In 4,
you deal with death a decent amount.
In 4 you do because it's a murder mystery, but it's also there's a lot more levity.
It's more
in 4.
goofy too.
Yeah, and like there's
because they added
3,
like the characters that are more goofy than a somber, like you're like sidekick or whatever.
So all I want to say is Persona 3 is exactly the game it needs to be.
Yeah,
maybe not up-res the best, but
yeah, that is. I will say this:
it's
as someone who I like people's ingenuity, like that to me is hilarious. And it does make sense that it would be, you know, again, $20. Like that is, I mean, literally, this is just like a poor, like we're playing Nintendo 64 games or SNES games that like Nintendo's like, here, give us more money. I mean, we're paying way more money for all. If you have the extra thing, like you're spending like what, an extra like, you know, $60 for all these games. So like to me, I'm like, this is $20. I get this forever. Even if it was a 1-to-1, even if it was $4.80, like to me, I'm like, it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
that's just me. Like I understand people who want more up-res games, and I think newer games, like when I've been playing like some of like the PS1 and PS2 like emulator games, and I'm like, there's something I like about it, but then there's also something about it where like if I play Dark Souls 2, I'm like, man, this doesn't look as good, and it's not as like nice as Dark Souls like 3 or Elden Ring, which I enjoy the look of way more than that. I just enjoy the game more.
Right,
so
right.
I don't know.
Yeah, I think you're about right on that. So Persona 3, you should still play.
Play it.
That's all I want to say.
And Persona 4.
I don't like the bullshit complaints about it. Like it's a Persona game. It's arguably the Persona game that started what we're doing right now with Persona. Yeah. Like Persona 1 and 2 weren't like this. Oh, sorry, Persona 1 and 2 because there's 2 2s.
2.
Yeah. An excellent game. You should play it. $20 is a steal of a deal for a game that's like that long and like that beautifully written.
Yeah.
I don't know. That game's...
I'll be real. It's actually crazier that it's $20 for 4.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
But that really is like the dev work on that was done in 2012 on the Vita or 2011, whatever it was. Yeah. So like they really have just ported it over. Yeah. I mean, I'm pretty sure this is the Steam version.
Yeah.
Just put on the Switch, you know.
Which is fair.
Yeah. Oh, it's totally fine. It's fine. It's Persona 4 Golden.
You know how I said I wasn't probably going to get it?
You did?
No, I didn't get it, but I probably will.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna get it. What I do think is stupid.
It's just nice to have it pulled.
What I think is really dumb is they bundle this up on the Switch eShop and it's 50 cents cheaper.
Yeah.
And
that doesn't make
buy
sense.
both of them.
It should be like $5 or something. You know, anything other than 50 cents.
$3. I don't give a crap. 50 cents is petty. Get over it. I'll pay the full 40 at that point. You know.
Yeah.
So I wanted to start off with that.
Yeah. Wait, real quick before we jump into anything else, I did want to say for our listeners, which is probably most of you because not everyone goes to the YouTube, but we got our Shrine Comics is an amazing app. It's an amazing group of people that do awesome comics and manga and manhwa. So yeah, I mean, you guys should check them out. They have an app. All of this stuff is free that you can just literally, you know,
read and enjoy.
Yeah, it's awesome. So we have a little ad in here. We helped make this. So this is a physical copy. You can buy this. It's literally has all of like their stories, and I hope I didn't show a page that was like the last of someone's thing, but I won't do that anymore.
It's like a Shonen Jump kind of thing.
Yeah, explain it because I'll be honest.
So if you all remember Shonen Jump back in like the early 2000s and 90s when they were coming into like Barnes and Nobles or whatever bookstore you went to. Basically, that's where you would read One Piece. That's where you read Dragon Ball Z. That's where you read a lot of things, you know. So they would do collections of this week's chapters or this week's things all in one giant magazine. Shrine is a brand new comic agency, publisher, print house that's also doing this kind of style. So
it's amazing. The work is great. It looks super clean.
Yeah, and we have if you guys know Sardino's in this like we've had him on the show before. He's
the Fey Cafe.
He's an employee of Shrine, and does art and has an actual comic inside this. So
yes,
this is their first issue, their seminal issue. We have an ad in here, so it's also like wonderful for us to be a part of it.
Mm-hmm.
So,
thank you, Shrine.
Yeah,
and we love you.
Thank you, Shrine. First and foremost for featuring us. We are actually on the page before Fey Cafe. Which is kind of cool to see us next to Sardino. And if you look at the ad, which hopefully we'll post later on Instagram, actually Sardino who did the art. So give him some love as well.
Yep.
That's all we have to say there.
Cool. That's it. We love you guys,
Yep.
and shout outs to you. Okay, what else
Yep.
were you gonna say?
That's it. I was gonna say I'm playing some other shit too, but
Yeah, you're playing fucking Pokemon, you dumbass. I want to talk to you about that for a little bit
so
before you dive in.
So in 2020, I think I played Pokemon Let's Go for the first time, which was a year or something later than I probably should have waited. But it's a stripped down version of Pokemon Red and Blue, and you don't really battle wild Pokemon. It's kind of like they infused Pokemon Go with the Pokemon game, but this is I think it's probably still the prettiest Pokemon game, to be honest.
It is gorgeous. I will 100% agree with you on that.
It's got a lot of finesse with its graphics, and like it's like level design. Like there's a lot of foliage, it's a lot of detail. And then when you look at even if you look at Fire Red or like Leaf Green, which were like the Game Boy Advance ports, right?
Yeah.
Those looked fine, but they were Fire Red and Leaf Green on a pixelated Game Boy. This is like fully 3D. The models are 3D. It looks great. I don't think I have to sell this game really. I just wanted to say I love this game.
No, what you have to sell is what you're doing.
But it's also the game that has a gigantic community of shiny hunters, and it's the way this game is laid out and the speed at which you can actually do it is actually fairly. It's just optimal, I think. So I followed a couple of YouTubers that did a complete living shiny dex, which is having a shiny version of every Pokemon in the Pokedex, not just the evolutions of every Pokemon. So he has a shiny Squirtle, Wartortle, and Blastoise. So I follow a couple guys that do that. And
how do you get like a shiny Blastoise?
Well, you can catch the starters, and Let's Go.
Oh, so when you get a shiny Squirtle and then you raise it. Okay.
And you would just do that.
Never
3
mind.
times.
I'm dumb.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
And
that
so
makes tons of sense.
No, you're good. It's just time consuming, but I tried it. Because I've honestly never done an actual shiny hunt. And so I spent 7 hours trying to get a shiny Oddish, and I got it. And it was
how long?
7 hours. And it, I know this is ridiculous. I caught over 300 Oddish, and I ended up having a really good time somehow. So now I'm hunting a Nidoran. I'm over 350 on Nidoran and still haven't seen it. So at the moment, I'm just kind of riding the high and the fun because I didn't think this would be fun, and yet I'm having a great time. So I am doing that, and I'm also doing Hollow Knight. I'm going to do a full 112% run of Hollow Knight.
7
hours. Yes.
For one.
Yes.
And you want to do the whole Pokedex?
No.
Good.
I don't want to do just the guys I want to do. The
okay.
ones that are cool. Oddish is actually a really cool shiny. It's like
yeah. Look, I get it. They do look like in that game, they look the prettiest too. So it makes sense that like people do it and all that stuff. Now what doesn't make sense, I'm serious. I don't understand this. 7 hours. Yeah. I would not.
Yeah,
I wouldn't.
I know. I know exactly how weird and dumb it sounds, and how much a waste of time it sounds.
If you are having fun and you're using, this is what it would be to me. If you're using your
LSD,
if you're using LSD, then it'd be I've been here for 7 hours. It's been like 10 minutes. No, but like if you're using time that you're dedicating to video gaming, and you're like, this is really what I want. It's literally giving me peace. I enjoy this. It's not a big deal. I'm like listening to a podcast, watching a show, whatever. Totally makes sense.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm listening to a podcast usually, or a YouTube video. I mean, I think I sent you all those horror themed like videos.
Yes.
Like a complete history or timeline of like internet horror, like that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I find that fascinating to listen to.
Oh yeah, no, for sure.
Pokemon's the perfect background thing for that.
Yeah.
I'm having a great time with it.
That's great.
To be honest. So I'll keep doing it until I'm done, But as of right now, and beyond that, the game's fun. So I just started a brand new game that did this. I'll keep playing through the game probably. It's a good game.
No, just playing.
You dickhead. That's all I wanted to say.
That's cool. Well, I'm glad you're spending your time
wisely.
Yeah. Instead of watching Mercury.
You keep saying Mercury.
I know.
It's a Gundam series.
It's the Gundam Witch of Mercury.
Witch of Mercury. But it's a Gundam series. I know I've got to watch it.
Yeah.
I got to do it.
It's great. To everyone out there, it's amazing. And it is one of it for sure would have won the best opener last year if I had watched it last year. And maybe it might have genuinely won best anime. I honestly think it's better than maybe Licorice Recoil.
Mobile Suit Gundam, The Witch from Mercury.
That's the one. So we'll see. I don't know. And it doesn't matter. I already gave my vote. Licorice Recoil for sure won. And it's amazing that it's an original, which this might be too. I don't remember if this is a manga or not.
Who freaking knows? Most Gundam is.
But I will say this. Phenomenal animation. Almost all of it's hand-drawn.
Music.
music is great, and I swear to God, the last minute of this show changes everything about the show in the best way possible. Where my jaw was like wide open, and I feel like I haven't experienced that in such a long time. To where I was like shocked by something that they did, and I was like, dude, this just changes the game. So love it, watch it, amazing. You won't regret it.
Well,
you might regret it. I don't know. You might not like. I hate Gundam. I don't really like mech stuff.
You don't like,
but people were showing like I was keep seeing stuff randomly about the amazing like animation. Someone was like, yeah, almost all of it like hand drawn. And I'm like, well, I kind of want to support things that do that, and maybe this could be the one thing that I kind of get into. And then I got into it, and I was extremely in.
Cool.
So I might go watch more Gundam shit now.
Well, that's a good segue
to
anime.
We're here, guys.
Niggas podcast.
Welcome.
We are discussing the 4 seminal animes this week. Quick side note: Trigun's still great. Go watch Trigun.
Oh, it's so good.
And I'm very excited to watch today's episode.
How crazy is it that we love a 3D animation series?
I don't think it's crazy. It's just
it looks so good.
It's like
too.
you just have to take your time and do it well, and don't do shitty models like.
Yeah, that's
Bluelock
fair.
does sometimes.
Yeah. Oh no, Bluelock is not a good.
Yeah.
There's other ones that are 3D that are pretty okay.
So that's I mean, Trigun's still great. I watched the first episode of Nier.
How was it? I haven't done that yet. What do you think?
It's just the game. Like so far, it's just the game so far, and I think it's
same
good.
with Last of Us. You watch those, right? It's just the game, baby.
Yeah, which is why I'm probably not like super like.
Oh, you're like not on board.
No,
fully.
I like it. I'm just not in a rush to watch it.
Yeah,
I know how it goes.
Yeah.
And it's like I can put this off because I know how things are going so far.
Yeah, exactly. We've played it. We've lived it.
Yeah, it's not deviated. I've also played through it like 4 or 5 times.
Yeah.
So it's like it's a story I do know fairly well, and also I'm not very excited to see some parts of it because some parts of it are just really dark, and I don't know if I want to see that with real people.
Yeah, I hear you.
But
I hear you. Yeah, whatever. I don't want to spoil that.
I know. It's like whenever the seasons change is what we're talking about.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff. So Nier's interesting. If you like the game though, you like are looking for a reason to relive some of it. So far, the animation's pretty, if not a little 3D.
I might watch it then because I didn't play the game and I don't know if I really want to. I've heard it's really good, but
the game's great. Soundtrack's popping too.
Well, is it good because of soundtrack? Because I could just listen to the soundtrack. I don't really like playing games for just soundtrack. I can just listen to it.
No. Nier's good because it approaches subject material in a way that no one else ever has.
Oh, really?
Might not in the same way. I mean, it is a story about like, am I human or am I not?
Yeah, it's never been done before. And
there's no humans in the world, and they all know they're not humans.
Oh,
so they're all androids and robots.
And that's an interesting perspective shift.
It's the world itself is striking, but not visually. It's striking because of the way the world has been built out after the quote unquote apocalypse. So
okay.
Cool. I think it's worth watching if you haven't played the game then.
Yeah, I'll watch it.
And it's also
I got time. I'm not playing 7 hours.
Pokemon. The first Nier game has my favorite character of all time in the game, which is Emil, and he's in the second one, but not the same character. I don't know, but you should watch it. Watch it. And the soundtrack is effective and good.
Cool.
So that being said, after that
deviation, we're back into what we're doing.
Yes, which we start with Tomo-chan. Right? Or Buddy Daddies.
Tomo-chan, I think.
Tomo-chan. It's Tomo-chan. It's Tomo-chan. And then we're gonna go to Bluelock. My Hero, and then
Buddy, and then
Bluelock.
Yeah,
yep. I got the order.
You got it, dog.
I sent you Tomo-chan's.
You did indeed,
and it's about as complex as the actual show gets. But
okay. You sent me Buddy Daddies.
I sent you both.
Oh no, you're right. I'm stupid. I read Buddy Daddy. I read Best Buds as Buddy Daddies.
Okay.
So Tomo-chan Is A Girl, season 1, episode 3. Best Buds secret / let's go on a date.
Okay.
Tomo is shocked to learn that Junichiro and Mizuzu
Junichiro and Misuzu, yeah.
I think I briefly dated in middle school. Tomo then decides to invite Junichiro on a date on a date herself with help from Mizuzu and Carol.
So the first half of the show is like nothing to write home about.
I knew you.
I was so frustrated how right I was about this.
Well, dude, you know what is so funny is when Stephanie and I were watching it, it was like, she was like, yeah, so like Luke doesn't really like this one. I'm like, no. And then this is bringing back vibes. I like when there's a show that I can kind of guess. I'm like, dude, Luke's going to hate this. And as soon as that was like what it was, where it's like, yeah, it was nothing. We dated for 3 days. It didn't work out.
Yeah, it
we
wasn't
had
even 2 weeks.
They didn't even kiss. They didn't do anything. Like it. I was like, yeah, Luke is absolutely gonna hate this show.
It was like oh, you dropped a bomb, but it actually absolutely means nothing. All it does is explain why they dislike each other, and you're like, okay, well, that was super boring.
Yeah.
And that's like the first 10 minutes of the show.
It really is.
Of them, like, of Tomo kind of being jealous. You guys dated, or like, how could you hide this from me? But it also actually meaning nothing.
Mm-hmm. And I will say, the one thing I did like from that was her. So Mizuzu, like, her whole thing. Mizuzu. When she explains, like, hey, I was gonna go break up with him, and then he broke up with me first. And that is kind of why she's like, she doesn't like him, because it like stained.
A black mark on her. It
was like a black mark on her in her mind, on her record. And she's like, now wait a minute. And so there's like this, and I'm like, okay, well, that's kind of fun, because it does show why there's tension amongst themselves.
Yeah.
So I like that.
Sure.
I thought that part, that one, again, could have been done way faster than 10 minutes. This does not have to even be the section of this episode. I could have addressed it in like a minute.
Maybe this is just a plot point you didn't need to include at all in the first place. Yeah, probably. Because it really, like...
Dude, you know what it's for?
It's too shallow to mean, like... It's too shallow of a thing to, like, actually believe that it's, like, real, like, anger between her and him.
Well, this is what it was for, I bet. It's the end chapter or whatever, and people go... We need more, and then also, that's the thing that, yeah.
It also doesn't make sense with how much he hates her.
Yeah, that's true.
Because he broke up with her and felt bad about it, and then she was mad, but he's just gone to be a dick after it, and so like that doesn't really.
But maybe she's just been a dickhead so long that he's just like, well, fuck you too. I
don't know, maybe, but he. Obviously, it all leads to he broke up with you because he likes Tomo. Duh, no shit.
Duh, like, they want to make out.
That's it. So. That's all I have to say about that first half, to be honest.
I guess the second half, too, is
better,
but
not much still.
Yeah, it's like they go...
Well, so they go clothing shopping first with Carol, who's still the worst character in the show, and they buy her a Mormon skirt, and they say, oh, this is really cute and girly, and I'm like, it's a Mormon skirt. Like, that's not... Excuse me?
What should it be, dude? Should it be a fucking mini skirt?
Well, she was already wearing a skirt.
You fucking
no panties.
Pervert, dude.
With panties, sorry. She was already wearing a skirt. She just the leggings was I don't know.
I hear you, but
she walked up originally in like jeans and like a puffer jacket, and they were like criticizing her for it.
They were like, what? And I was like, dude, that's like literally what.
That's a good outfit, dude.
But is this a cultural thing? Do women wear jeans in Japan a lot?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Probably not.
I have no idea. So I know in America, women for sure wear jeans. I'd say almost more than skirts now.
Yeah.
So,
definitely. Mini skirts went out of fashion a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, and so they go shopping.
Bring them back.
They get an outfit, and then like, because like Tomo asks someone a date, like straight up, and he says yes, but not realizing it's a date, I'm sure. Or maybe he did, or whatever. They're trying to play coy with it. It doesn't matter. And they go on this date, and they do shit, and it literally amounts to nothing.
Yeah, well.
They just have a good time as friends.
Well, they have a good time. Like, I think he sees her, because it says something. I think I really liked when he was like, well, I've always, she's like, why'd you say yes if you don't even want to sing or do anything? He's like, well, I literally just do whatever you do, because whenever you're so bold and you do things, like, they showed her like jumping off of a bridge or whatever, and he jumps in, or not a bridge, it was something else.
It was a cliff jump,
but
into some water.
Yeah, not to death. But,
when you went. Jeez. Go on.
But, it's like every single time you do it, he's like, I'm just nervous, or I don't really know if I'd like that. But when I do it with you, I really enjoy it. So he's like, and so I was like, okay, there you go. Like, I think what this show is literally about is she likes him. He likes her. He doesn't really know how to say it, and he doesn't really see anything he doesn't. I mean, I'm assuming as a guy, it's like you're worried about making it like, breaking that friendship, and the friendship is very much a very important thing. So that's what this whole show will be literally about. And I'm sure that they will date, and I bet because of how long it is, it doesn't work out the first time, or it's awkward, or it's weird, and things happen.
You think they're actually gonna date? Because I don't even think the manga's there yet. I would put money that the manga hasn't gotten to that yet.
Well, you're probably right.
Because if they're 1-page chapters, it's just way too like slice of. It's way too like.
That is true. We did find that out last week, which is not as favorable for both of us.
It's writing that line of like teased romance. I don't have high hopes for that. I really want it to be there, but remember with Stepmom? That's kind of the same thing, but probably has a stronger story overall, right? But that ends with a kiss, just a kiss.
It begins with K,
and it probably won't go anywhere from that for a very long time. I hope not,
because it's that.
But all I am saying is it might be riding that same kind of vibe, where it might not go anywhere, or it's just new revelations about the person, but things will stay the same.
Yeah,
we'll see. I would love to be wrong about Tomo-chan. I would, but it is to me the weakest one out of the 4 we're watching.
Easy.
But that being said,
it's fun.
It's not bad.
It's not horrible.
It's actually
I still laugh
pretty funny.
A lot. Yeah, I was gonna say I laugh a ton at it. I enjoy the relationship that they have.
Yep.
So
it does levity well. Doesn't do it as well as other shows, but does it well.
It doesn't do as well as like everything I've ever watched.
I mean, it doesn't even do
okay.
Doesn't even do as well as the shows in our current batch. I mean, like I think Buddy Daddy, while it has its dark moments, which we'll talk about, the way that it balances comedy is much stronger and more efficient.
Oh yeah, it's a way better anime.
Yeah.
And so,
that being said, we should do some comments.
Let's do some
comments.
Let's
do some comments.
I
think I'm doing them, not you.
Yeah, you're right. You are.
I probably should have pulled them up.
Should have done it.
I'm still looking at the Witch of Mercury.
Oh man! All right, guys. So let me tell you this: the Witch of Mercury is about
do not miss the after credits scene.
Did we miss it? I feel like I missed it.
No. I watched it. It's literally like they're all doing karaoke together. And you didn't want okay. This is fine. It's just more the same.
It's more boobies. I can already tell that's what's gonna be, right?
Kind of.
She's like jumping up and down.
No. It's the same thing though, where like the waitress walks by the side and hears them and they're all bad.
Oh yeah,
so,
yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that's all it is. That was Galactic Cloud. Thanks for commenting.
Thanks for commenting.
TY for this. LMAO when your angel and demon agree in the same thing. I don't know what that's in relation to, but we're gonna say it's hilarious.
I don't know what that is in relation to, like Kronk from Emperor's New Groove.
Probably. Nekomajin C. Welcome back to the podcast. Carol is seriously scary. She looks like one of those possessed dolls come to life.
Who, Carol?
Yeah,
that's real. They definitely did a weird job on her. But that's okay. I know you guys are taking a dig at us. It's okay.
Everything else is bog standard stuff we've already said. So not great comments, but it's fine. I would probably toss it at a 7 out of 10.
I'd give it that's perfect. 7 out of 10.
It's not bad.
Nothing special, but it's not amazing.
It's not. It is enjoyable in certain ways.
I said it's not special. I said it's nothing special. It's not amazing. And
that's about right.
But those are two negative things. I'm like, 7 and then 2
I mean, it might be special later on, but it's not terrible. It's not amazing. It's doing what it wants to do.
Yeah.
I'm okay with it for right now. It's nice to not. It's nice to be in a season where nothing's a stinker so far.
Yeah, that's true. Nothing is like absolutely infuriating or like hard to get through.
Because the way Spy Family went last season, I think was like frustrating.
Oh no, for sure. It was my thing. I was like, I don't even really want to watch this, and then you watch it.
I don't feel a single way about any of these shows so far. So
nope.
But we're gonna move to the next episode. My Hero Academia, episode 129, The Hellish Todoroki Family Part 2. As heroes deal with criticism from the public, Hawks thinks back on his past with his family. He was a son of a criminal who abused him and his mother. He continues to believe in the heroes and is discovered by people to make him a super spy. His mom tells him pretty much to do this, but he also wants this himself. Back in the now, Endeavor's family comes to visit him and talk through the news that came out about his abuse. He has a heartfelt apology, but it might be too late.
Did I do that good?
It's good enough.
Okay.
Yeah.
I feel like I'll be real. The last part of the show was a little fuzzy in my brain because since it's been a while.
You're good. The last part of the show is Ray showing up and.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, but Ray from Buddy Daddies. Sorry.
No. Dude, he's in the crossover.
she's endeavoring the head right away. No. So that I think it's probably fine. The bulk of this episode is kind of Hawk's backstory.
Yeah.
And like his journey to becoming the number 2 hero.
Yeah.
Which is like super dark, and I was surprised they did as much as they did on it because I was like, I felt like that was something they were gonna like skirt through real quick, and I was like, oh, good. Like Hawk's backstory is like tragic.
Yeah.
Like, super tragic.
And he seems like a pretty important character, so.
Yeah.
Unless he's dead already.
No, what?
Is he going to die right now?
No, he was alive in this episode. He's fine. Okay.
Hey, guys, every single person dies in this. What happens is All For One wins.
Yeah. So that's
Wouldn't that be crazy if that happened?
Moving on. So
oh no.
No. It's just that's the manga's not over yet, so we don't know.
We don't know. But never the bad guys never win. Right?
Yeah, I was gonna say we all read Dragon Ball Z.
That would be crazy.
Yeah, Frieza won. Yeah. So I wanted to talk to you kind of about.
I don't want to talk to you.
Okay.
About what? Sorry.
Your thoughts on Hawk's actual like. So he was living in a shed, right? His dad was on the run, had killed someone.
Yeah.
Mom brought him in. Dad gets arrested eventually.
By Endeavor.
Endeavor. Yeah, by Endeavor. Yeah.
By Endeavor.
By Endeavor. Yeah. Who he had a plushie of, and like.
Yeah.
It like makes
because
sense.
His mom was like, "Dude, the other one's too expensive." Like, how much more fucking expensive? What are we talking about?
It was $5, I think, for the Endeavor one, and the All Might was like 12, I think, or something like that.
Oh well, that's actually a big jump.
Yeah. It was
depending on how much money you have.
I remember that the Endeavor one was like 400 or 498 yen or something like that. Mm-hmm. But I don't remember what the I think the All Might was a lot higher, so I think it was over 1,000. So
it's over 9,000.
Give me your thoughts on that. Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, I don't know. I really enjoyed being able to get to know Hawks a little bit more. I think it makes sense now. His characteristics definitely come from more of a darker backstory. Like he's not as like naive on like the hope thing. I think you should always have
considering
hope.
He killed.
Well, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
I mean, so I think that he has a very much more realistic understanding of evil, and so he's
a realist for sure.
Yeah. So I think that helps. Like I'm like, okay, cool. Like I understand why.
So,
I enjoyed his. I kind of liked how he got recruited. Who recruited him, by the way? I can't remember.
It would have been the. So remember the when Destro destroyed that agency?
Yeah.
That agency. I can't remember what it's called
either. So when
security
they came and then they're like, "Hey, we'll pay for him
or
whatever," and I was like, "Yikes!"
Yeah.
So
like Defense Ministry, I think is what it's called.
Defense Ministry. Yeah.
And they're all Yeah. So Hawks is a realist for sure, and that's I think because like a lot of the times when you see like superhero or shows, a lot of heroes fall on the idealist side.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of villains fall on the realist side.
Yeah.
So villains do have ideals, right? But what they typically see is like the world as it actually is, if not perverted a little bit. But they're just trying to make the change because they, and a lot of heroes just want justice. Like they have ideals they want to uphold. Like, yeah. And Hawks ends up being like the villain that's actually a hero. Is how I always viewed him, because he's willing to get his hands dirty.
Yeah.
And so like it's nice to see his realism resolved in this, like he's like, I'm still a hero. And unfortunately, his crime, quote unquote, has been displayed to the world. So we'll see that soon. But
they did say that Hawks killed the guy. That's what.
So
did they have video of that too?
That's what Dobby showed. He had a video of like.
Well, I know his Endeavor. I guess I just.
Well, no, Dobby
blinked.
showed a still that he had set that had like
right.
Hawks stabbing twice through the chest.
That is right.
So like that's been revealed.
This is what I don't get though, man. Like when people are like for hero stuff, where it's like, oh, you can't, because we don't live in a world of like superheroes. I feel like it would be scary
Have you
in
met
general.
Elon Musk? Just kidding.
Oh yeah.
Sorry, go on.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. But like I don't know. It's just like it's a weird dynamic to me where they're like, oh, you can't. It's like, is it Batman rules, which I guess isn't true, or Superman, right? Where he's like, you don't kill. His whole thing was like, you're
Batman
not killing
doesn't
anybody.
Kill. That's Batman.
Is it Batman?
He doesn't kill. Yeah.
Okay.
Superman also doesn't kill, but ends up killing.
Yeah.
Depending on the comic, but he ends up killing.
Yeah.
A lot of runs have Superman kill Lex at some point.
True. There you go. Ruined. You don't have to read it. Ever.
Well, not all.
It's
of
just
them
a
do.
different. It's all whatever. It doesn't
Yeah.
matter. Who gives a shit? Yeah. I don't know. So I think to me it's just weird when people are like, oh, he killed someone. Like what? It's like, dude, these guys were all fighting for their lives. Like this is a war. It's not. This isn't even like I would totally understand if like lesser robbers broke into a jewelry shop and then Hawks just comes in and fucking cuts all their heads off.
Sure.
You go, yeah, that's kind of crazy, but this is literally war.
Yeah.
There's so much civilians that are dead. Like think about all the people that they killed. And he and if they would have kept Twice, they would have lost almost probably in like very quickly. Like it would have been a very,
Twice
very
is
bad.
by far, and they even said that like that's why Twice had to die, because he's like Twice is an idealist, but he's a villain.
Yeah.
Right. Like he's like a hero, but he's a villain.
Yeah.
Because he has like the love and care for his friends and like wants to protect people.
It was the saddest thing when he died too.
Exactly.
But I'm just saying, like, I'm saying if you're putting yourself, you got to put yourself in the position of that people.
Yeah.
People don't usually do that.
Right. Well, yeah, they don't. But yeah, so
I don't know. It's cool.
Yeah, I here's the deal. I love Hawks. Like Hawks is such a cool character, and just like the way that he has conducted himself these past few seasons has just been like, yeah, you're probably the smartest one here. Let's be honest. You know,
I'm ready for him to become number one hero, bro.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he's number 2, right?
He's number 2 right now. Endeavor's for sure gonna have to step down. There's no way he's gonna be able to stay. I don't think, without looking at your face.
No, I was trying to remember who already stepped down in the heroes.
I think it was number
9,
10 or 9.
Like the samurai dude.
The samurai guy, yeah.
Okay. And Crust died.
Right. So 9 and 10 are gone.
Was Crust number 10?
I thought Crust was number 10.
Oh no, Mirko is 6. Crust was higher than Mirko. Yeah.
Okay.
All I know is Crust is like.
Number 5.
Crust wasn't higher than Mirko. I mean, Crust was not as good as Mirko.
Okay, I thought he was lower tier. I mean,
he's
he might
lower
be
than
in the
Mirko.
top. He'd be in the bottom 5.
I hope he's not. Man, he was pretty. I mean, not that he's weak or anything, but like he doesn't have the chops to stand up to a Nomu, right? Like very clearly, we saw that in the war.
Yeah,
Mirko did.
It's kind of crazy that the top 10, only 3 people could fight Nomus.
Endeavor, Hawks. Yeah, can Hawks fight?
I don't think Hawks can fight a Nomu.
Yeah,
by
Hawks.
himself.
He even talked about
it. Was the bunny chick? She
Mirko?
was Mirko, Endeavor, and All Might, who's not there anymore.
All Might, who was? Yeah, he's out.
But I'm saying like
retired.
those were the 3 that could take on by themselves. We haven't seen, and maybe Genist. Right?
I bet you Genius could take it. Yeah, you could take a move down.
Yeah, I mean, even like Lemillion, they're like Lemillion can't. I think that's kind of bullshit.
I think he could, but he couldn't take on 4 at once.
I don't think he'd take on 4, but
Yeah.
so I think the only complaint I've had, now that I've like sat with it a little bit longer, was when he came back, it was the coolest thing in the world. They should have had him fucking decimate a Nomu.
It would've been so cool.
And then go do like, hey, there's multiple, he can't do that. It doesn't make sense at all, because he's like, I'm not strong enough. Dude, you're literally flying through the earth and getting popped out as fast as like
his body's
you could fuck up a Nomu.
Yeah.
Like, I guess there's like different breeds, so maybe he could just kill a regular one, not one of these.
I would probably compare him similar to Hawks not being able to cut through a Nomu.
Okay,
because Hawks can go at super speed, basically, right?
Mm-hmm.
And with his razor sharp blades, he's still not able to get through. He couldn't get through Hood.
Yeah,
when him and Endeavor were
that's
fighting
true.
Hood. So
that's true.
Yeah,
so maybe it's just like the different tier, but yeah. Anyway, that was just the
Endeavor's family thing.
Yes, let's get there.
That was heartbreaking and also really funny.
Yes, both. Yeah,
Shoto. Yeah,
When
Shoto, and then Shoto like slams the door and he like yells.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we have come to the point where Endeavor has fully realized that he can't fight Toya.
Yeah, he can't fight Toya. I do think that legitimately, I don't know how, from a political standpoint of this world, he could still be a hero going forward. He could be a shadow hero, which would be like, hey, the public doesn't know, but you're going to be going in like, behind the scenes and doing whatever.
I just think he's too flashy to do that.
I know, he is a fire guy.
The question is, has Endeavor fallen so far from grace that he can't be a hero? And you have to
saying the public. I'm not saying to his peers. I'm saying to the public.
Right, but I think the public's already kind of I think
we're past the public.
The public's kind of already bull.
They're pretty much like heroes are bad.
If they're gonna deface All Might's statue, then that's a pretty.
And they almost like kicked that washing machine's ass.
Yeah.
What the fuck are you drawing, dude? Washing machine superhero.
Yeah. But
Kinda
Ray, his wife does show up, and that's gonna be.
That was crazy.
Yeah, we're gonna.
I didn't expect that.
Family drama. But
Do you think we're having more family drama this week?
I think so. Yeah, I'm very excited. I didn't watch anything this morning because we're like recording.
Well, I didn't want to either. Yeah,
and I was like, I don't want to watch anything this morning because I just know that if I do,
except
I'm
for what? No, explain.
Well, no. So that was an accident. So yes. That's probably it to say about the episode.
Well, yeah. I mean, he apologizes or whatever.
Yeah.
And,
well,
like to some degree, like he admits his wrongs.
Yeah.
That's what. And
yeah.
and he's being realistic about it, saying, I realized probably too late, like a lot of damage has been done to my relationships with you guys.
Yep.
And it's probably irreversible to some degree. Now, could they, still become tight as a family unit in the future? Absolutely. But there is damage and time has been spent, years and years of like that. So, so that's what he's kind of apologizing for, is he's like, I know I can't make it right, but
yeah,
I admit that I was wrong. So, hey, that's a good step forward.
And well, I feel like Endeavor's the main character of this show half the time. I love
it
Endeavor,
like
dude. Like to hate him so much when you first see him at the tournament between Shoto and Deku, and then to like see him.
Well, they did a good job.
Make some decent, exactly, and they took their time over
They
6
did.
seasons now. It's been really kind of nice to see him go from, I guess, zero to hero in one sense.
Zero to hero, baby. Yeah.
Comments?
Let's do it.
Let's do comments.
I got some.
You're up.
I got some right here. Negative Elixir. Shoto sees Endeavor crying. Slams door. Endeavor. Shoto! So we just talked about that a little bit, but it was a funny little thingy. Let's see. Hold on. Is this an actual spoiler?
Yeah, not really, but like
It's
it's
not
in
enough.
the intro. It's everything you're seeing.
Yeah, of
So,
course. Yeah.
It's not really though. We can go over that off the air, but it's not really as much. Like it's a look, not really more than that.
Right.
That's all it is.
Laura's friend says, if what else could go wrong was an arc. Yeah. It's a lot. And a lot of shit is going on.
That's pretty good.
Susie Sushi, maybe you're back, I don't know, said, another episode of Keeping Up with the Todorokis. Hey, I'd watch that show. I mean, I probably wouldn't.
Yeah.
But we'll do one more, we'll do two more. Les Cloud says the depression arc is painful.
Yeah.
And it is feel like that. Because again, I mean, everything is going
Yeah.
wrong. Like even on people's personal levels, like, right, Endeavor's like kind of dealing with both. Like, hey, we just got our asses handed. There tons of people have died, and my family drama has been shared.
It's just been escalated like insanely.
Jaegerist 1993. So apparently Best Genius drives the Batmobile.
Yeah.
Which I feel like I was like, is that the Batmobile?
Yeah,
like,
this
what?
dude, Best Genius is so cool.
No,
like,
it's copyright.
he's so cool, dude. He's like such a dumb hero ability.
It is
but
pretty
like,
stupid.
kinda
And then when he
badass.
shot the stuff out of his car,
Yeah.
pew, I'm like, what the fuck is
Yeah.
this? Yeah, I mean, it's pretty fun.
He controls threads or denim or whatever, so if he can fire those out, it's super cool.
Yeah,
I love this episode.
yeah,
9 out of 10 for me.
yeah.
It's more of a lore dump. No, I shouldn't say lore dump. It's more of like a slow progression, like drama episode, more than like actiony, but it's still really good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. I mean, I'd say probably 8.5 for me, just because there wasn't as much going on. But I did enjoy getting a lot of the backstory, especially on Hawks, and I did enjoy also seeing Endeavor talk to his family.
Yeah, I think I wish the music was just a little more prominent. Yeah. It's just not been prominent in this season.
That would be nice, man.
Yeah. Reuse those themes, please. Bring them back. They're really good.
Bring them back, baby.
Or utilize them as you did in season 1, 2, and 3 at least. That's just what I want.
Yes, fair. Yeah, the first 3 seasons. Bring that music back.
I just feel like it's not been as impactful musically. But,
no, it really hasn't.
Cool. 9 out of 10, 8.5.
Yeah.
Call it even.
7.5.
Now we're on to the next episode, which is going to be
Buddy Daddies.
Buddy Daddies. Buddy Daddies. Episode 3, Slice of Life. Is that really what it's called?
The Spice of Life.
Oh, Spice of Life.
That would be my bad.
No, you're good. I was like, oh, okay, that's really on the nose.
Yeah, Spice of Life, which is also on the nose a little bit, yeah.
These guys are wanting to take Miri, back to her mother. Kazuki finds out where she works as Rei gets time with Miri. They go to where Miri's mom works, and Kazuki goes to talk with her. As he talks with her, her pimp or boyfriend comes in and hits her. Also kicks Kazuki in the back and puts him in his place. And hits her. But Kazuki puts him in his place real quick with one sock to the face. It's a good hit. As they talk, he realizes that Miri's mother is a horrible person and wants nothing to do with Miri. Really sad. Back to Miri and Rei. Miri gets lost and cops find her. As they are about to take her to the station, she screams for help from Papa, and Rei comes out and says he's her Papa. Aww. As the family reunites, they all go home to eat hamburger steak and sleep in one big bed.
One big bed.
One big bed.
One big... Oh.
It's a great...
Good old NADPOD.
Yeah.
You get a little selfless plug because we love you.
Yep. Always will.
No, please pay us.
So this is the episode where the show turned around for me. I think the first two episodes...
We got them, folks.
Weren't my favorite, and I felt very much like this is just like not where I want it to be. And then this one right here, and this is where I think that Spy Family has failed, is that there's a lot of times in Spy Family where I'm watching it where I don't think Yor and Lloyd are badass agents. And I think they sometimes just... We've
just been told.
Yeah. Like,
that's all.
I'm supposed to believe it, but they're like a lot of their actions don't purport to to show them off as like competent individuals.
Exactly.
Like Lloyd being the best spy for Westphalia or whatever it is, right? And Yor being a top tier assassin. There's just times like when you're watching that show and you're like, there's just no way you guys are this, because like you guys are so incompetent. And this show so far has not been incompetence because of them. It's because Miri's like throwing a wrench in their plans, right? So like they become incompetent because of this random thing that they're not used to.
Okay.
So they're still entirely competent assassins, but they have this new wrinkle to deal with. In Spy Family, it just feels like they're dumbasses for the sake of being dumbasses.
Yeah.
And I'm so tired and annoying. And so this show, and I mean this, is when he socked the guy in the face, I was like, yes.
Yeah.
Like, you are a badass assassin, and you're going to solve it, okay?
Right. Yeah, you're going to solve the issue. It's not going to just be dealt with in some goofy-ass way.
Yeah. And I think it's good. It's just good. Like, it's good to see two badass guys figuring this out with their badass abilities.
Yeah. I'm glad that that is... I figured after this episode, I was like, okay, I think Luke will like this a lot more. Because I also think, too, it's doing a lot with the you had said, I think in the very beginning, you're like, if Rei and Miri like get closer, and then that's kind of what you were excited for. And then this is the first episode that felt like that was happening.
Well, and I want to be clear, I think the character progression's already been better than Spy Family's. So.
Let's just say this. Yeah. This show is immensely better than Spy Family. Just like hands down story-wise. Now, what Spy Family has, I don't know if I like Anya or Miri more. Anya is less annoying because she's fake and funny and goofy and like a totally, she has like brain reading powers.
Anya did sock that kid, and that was still pretty good.
Awesome. That was one of the best scenes.
Yep.
Maybe ever.
That's why it was episode 3 or 4.
Yeah. For sure, best scene in the whole show. Easy.
Yeah, basically, yeah. I would say, yeah. Best scene, that or...
What was the other one? I don't know.
I really
honestly, the first core of the season was great.
I thought the tennis matches were good. I just think the tennis match thing ended terribly.
Oh, the tennis match. I didn't like that.
I liked it during the match, and then after the match was lame. Because Lloyd was being a badass. Because he's literally the best spy in all of freaking...
Yeah, so you just want badassery, right?
Well, if you're gonna say someone's the best at something,
we'll show it.
Let him be
show it off.
If you're not, then they're like Isagi, right? And Bluelock, like he's not the best at everything. He's learning, he's growing, he's getting better. But if you're gonna be the best spy, like the top tier spy for your organization, and you can't even tell that there's an assassin in front of you that can beat the shit out of you like multiple times.
Yeah.
Oh, it doesn't even need to be an assassin. You don't even have a suspicion about her. Come on, man. Like you're just.
Yeah, they didn't do that a lot. Like I thought that they were gonna do way more. Like, oh, this is suspicious, or why are they doing this, or blah 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 blah.
No, they never address this thing. It's borderline.
But again, it's just for the.
It's for the antics. It's not for the actual story. That's what it come down to.
And that's okay.
Buddy Daddies is actually caring about story.
It's okay to like Spy Family and to love it.
I'm not against people liking it, but what I will say is I don't like it. That's it.
Dude, that's
I don't
gonna be
have
a
to defend
clip.
that.
That has to be a clip.
It's a clip if you want it.
It's fucking hilarious.
I don't like it, and that's fine. Like it's.
Oh, that's awesome. And I agree. I'm with Luke. No. Anya's cute, but no.
I think Anya's
Yours
cute.
awesome, but no.
But Miri is...
Lloyd's cool too.
Miri, and Anya has a tragic backstory too. She's been tossed around from orphanage to orphanage,
I think it's just a story. I think that's what it is. It's a story.
Yeah.
We just want more of what we were told, and we're not getting that.
I will also say that this episode went to a more with the
back
mom,
to Buddy Daddies,
and with Ray's backstory that we get also inkling of. This show is willing to go way darker than Spy Family would ever approach, and that's not against Spy Family. It's just this is a show that's definitely more mature.
Yeah,
like
to me, the show for sure is like definitely more geared towards people my age than I think even like teens.
And real quick, if you have watched this episode, you know what we're talking about. If you haven't, trigger warning: there is a dead animal in this episode, and it does show it, and it's brutal.
It's pretty crazy.
If seeing a dead animal triggers you, I'm sorry. Don't watch this episode.
Just skip it.
Or skip it. Or skip Ray's. Yeah, or skip it. I mean, like, listen to this and we'll explain it to you, right? So
I was going to say just skip the part.
Skip the part if you want to try.
So.
Yeah, but it's hard
I guess it's kind of hard to, like, I guess it starts with it.
The flashback opens with, like, a still frame of that. Yeah, it's kind of hard to ignore it, but.
That's fair. But yeah, so we have then that's part of Ray's backstory is.
But it does add realism to Ray as a character.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Loved it.
Yeah, it was really good. I mean, I really liked the again, Miri and Ray. I was like, I legit like definitely like teared up when Miri is like, the cops find her and like, hey, where's your parents? And she's like, well, I came from over here, blah blah blah, and like, well, let's just take her to the station because it looks like she's by herself.
Yeah.
Which is I think a thing they do more in other countries than here. I don't know. I mean, I get if I was a cop though and I saw like a 4 or 5 year old just wandering around, I'd be like, "Are you good?" Like, so I mean, it makes sense. So but then they're gonna take her and she's like yelling like, "Papa, please save me! Papa, please save me!" And then Ray has like the flashbacks of like his dad being like, "I'm not your dad, like I'm your boss." And then that kind of he just like comes out and like says like, "Hey, like I'm not her." You know, they're like, who are you? Your friend? Are you a guardian? You're whatever. He's like, no, I'm her papa. I was like, God damn it. I was like, I don't know. Cause like, I love like that this is happening at the same time that, what's his name? Kazuki. How when he's like, the mom is like, I didn't want her. She's horrible. Like I wanted like to smack her all the time when she would like smile and laugh because she took everything from me.
So annoying. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so sad.
Which is, it's heartbreaking. So you're getting like your heart broken over here being like, wow, this girl has no one. And then he steps up in that same moment. I love that. So like to me, I was like, yeah. So I love this show. The show has everything I want: action, a funny, cute kid who, yes, is annoying because real life humans, as we all once were, are annoying as fuck sometimes to our parents. We've all been annoying.
I mean, it does play that aspect of it. I do think it can go overboard with it. And next time I watch this show,
you want to do a timer for how long she's taking the
I want
to
see exactly how long it takes for me to be like, that's too much. But like, dude, I will say,
you should hang out with my son.
I don't want to watch anime to experience fatherhood. Okay.
Well,
no, I don't want to do that.
There you go. That's the thing. It's like it just is relatable.
Yeah, I mean, it can be
to people who have parents,
but
who have parents who have kids.
It could still be a point where you're like, yeah, that's annoying.
Yes, it is annoying.
But that doesn't make it good.
What she's doing is annoying.
But it doesn't make it good because it's realistic. He doesn't all of a sudden turn
Luke
annoying.
Luke flip-flops so
fucking
much on this subject.
All I am saying is that just because it's...
They didn't give me the ending of a story. It's not realistic. And then now...
No, what I am saying for this character, it's all I'm... Just for this one scenario I'm saying, just because the kid's annoying, which is like realistic, doesn't mean I have to like that or enjoy that. Or
I'm
doesn't
not
mean
saying you should like it. I don't think anyone should like it.
It also doesn't mean this is all of a sudden some higher quality anime because of that.
It is for me.
For you, it can be.
Then,
what I am saying, though, is as overall, just because the kid's annoying doesn't make it better.
No.
For me, doesn't make it better.
Right.
Sometimes it's cute and hilarious. Sometimes you're like, that's just like annoying as shit.
Yeah.
This episode didn't have a lot of that, honestly.
Yeah, just the car kicking part, which is very real.
The car kicking part?
When she's like, I want to go outside. And she's like,
that's real. That was hilarious.
And I'm just like, God damn it.
Yeah. That was hilarious.
Yeah, but yeah, sometimes it is over the top and all that stuff. But yeah, I really liked this episode a lot. It was very, I don't know, they did a good job. Like I'm very excited about this next episode, and I just think that they set this family up well. I'm super curious on what the hell is going to happen because again, the first like 20 minutes of the first, or maybe the first 10 minutes of like the first season or episode was in the future. And then they went back to how they even found this kid because they were like, she's she's literally in
the first 5 minutes for she's at a daycare.
Yeah, or daycare.
Or was it daycare?
It was something, a school, daycare, probably
daycare.
Daycare
or preschool, and like, did you know she was sick? Or
Yeah,
whatever?
yeah.
Yeah. So we know that we're still getting up to that point. So
yeah. So I don't know, man. I am legitimately excited where this is going.
Yeah. Me too. I'm glad I got turned around in the show. I really am.
Me too, dude.
Because like I even on the intro, I was like
so excited.
I was like, oh, this is actually all.
And you like the intro now?
The intro's fine. Yeah.
Do you like it more?
It's good. It's not like in the running for me at all. Here's the deal.
You don't even know what's going to be out this season.
Trigun Stampede is insanely good with the intro.
I need to listen to it. I feel you keep saying that.
It's like auto-tuning too, which I usually don't like as much, but it's also like
you love auto-tune.
No, I don't.
You listen to all rap that has auto-tune.
Most anime intros don't have this style of song, and I'll play it for you after this.
Okay, play it for me after this. Yeah, I just can't get the Witch of Mercury's intro out of my head.
That's fine.
I literally listened to it so many times.
Glad it was last year.
God damn.
Not this year, but you can be anime.
This year, I'm gonna choose Buddy Daddy's Has Never Been One.
We'll do different categories. Who knows? That's fun.
Should we?
We can always do different categories. It's our podcast.
It's our fucking thing.
So, do you want to comment?
No.
I think you're on you again.
Yeah, it is on me. Nashi says, I think we have a very strong candidate to worst mother of the year. I want to punch her. And I agree.
I think we're all for that. Wasn't the top comment about Spy Family?
No, there is. This one. Is there another one that's about Spy Family?
Maybe I'm
Are you on
that
a
was
different
episode
episode?
2. That was episode 2. Never mind, I lied.
Let's see. Papa Ray got me smirking. Stinko Ganeshin says.
Got me smirking?
Smirking. Like, kind of probably like he's making the faces like, oh yeah. Because it's like, again, it's what we all wanted, right? We like it's like that whole closeted person starting to open up, and like I think that's what a lot of people are saying. Is like there's a lot of
the whole closeted person trying to open up is such a funny sentence, dude.
Well, you
didn't mean it that way, and that's how I took it though.
Gotcha. No, I just meant very like closed off person is what I meant.
Yeah, for sure.
Let's see. There's an after credit scene.
Yeah.
We watched it. Oh yes.
Yeah.
3 episodes in, Zeros says, and I'm already saying this is Crunchyroll's best original work.
Oh, it's his original. Licorice Recoil, now Buddy Daddies.
Dude, they're fucking on it. Keep going. Seriously. This is 2 for. They actually have more. So I don't know if this is a little bit of a derailment, but Crunchyroll did their voting. I think it's over now. But they had, I think, 6 or 7 original pieces of art this year.
Did I miss what Crunchyroll had nominated as best anime?
You might have. You should look it up.
Okay. Keep going, comments.
Let's see. There's no way the cops are letting her leave with him. He sounds deranged, says the girlish fox.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah. I mean, it makes sense.
Looks like Odd Taxi won.
For best anime?
Yeah.
What? Is it good?
Oh no, sorry. It was Attack on Titan Part 1.
Okay, yeah, it makes sense.
It's fine. It was up against.
It makes sense of what it was. There was not a lot of good. There wasn't like the best stuff in there.
Sunny Boy was on there though. Gotta watch Sunny Boy.
We never even talked about Sunny Boy.
I know.
So how can you go? Well, Sunny Boy was on there.
Well, we didn't talk. We talked about it off air.
Did you watch it?
No, I didn't.
Then you don't even know if it's better than my Attack on Titans.
I'm not saying it is. I'm just saying it's on the list. I wanted to watch that one.
What does it look like?
Sunny Boy. Yeah.
What is Sunny Boy? Do the music? Do they have music?
They're not letting me.
It's the app's crashing.
Yeah, the app's crashing. So.
But yeah, no, I liked this. I gave this one legit 9 out of maybe even 9.5 out of 10 for me because the story was great. It was very much. This is what we needed. And this is kind of like right before the 4th episode, right? So they're going like, hey guys, this is a family unit. you want them to be together. Like I don't want this little girl going back with her mom at all now. Like they did a really good job of making it be like, these people, even though they're killers, are better parents than the fucking mom. So like, it's just, they did a good job making me go, I'm ready. And they're going to keep killing people. That's their job.
Yeah.
So I am so excited for what is going to happen in this world because it could get darker. They've already gone there a little bit. So now as a part of me, I'm like, especially with this assassin guy, I think that they can get a little darker than I think it might get.
This has gotten pretty dark already, so.
I don't know, dude.
I'd toss an 8.75 at it.
Nice.
Yeah.
8.75. Look at you getting all fancy.
I liked the soundtrack at one point, and then it went to the most blasé, like boring piano soundtrack for the sadder moment.
But hey, can I tell you what that song is?
What?
That is the song that her daughter sings.
Sure.
They just looped it.
Yeah,
that's annoying that they looped it, but
no, it's just boring. It's not an interesting piano
that's
soundtrack.
What I think. Maybe this is me reading way too much into
a boring
it.
melody.
Like it.
It was like an ascending and a descending line. That's all it was.
Right, but I'm saying like, because her mom is like, she's like, my mom is like a great musician. Blah blah blah. She does amazing cooking. The cooking was like hamburger steaks that she bought. And the song is not really that good. She's not really amazing. Like she's like the voice isn't like that good. And
do you think it was intentionally?
I almost think it was intentional that they did that. Now,
well, if that's
maybe
the case,
it's not.
I mean, it wasn't. I don't know if it is or not.
I'm saying how I looked at it.
If that is the case, that's incredible.
Yeah, because it's like it's like a false image that the daughter has that we get to see the real image of.
Right.
So that's just what I was thinking.
I'll leave it at the 8.75, but I'll contemplate that and we'll.
Yeah. Mull that over.
Yeah.
But so
cool.
We like it. It's good. Now what was our left? Oh, Bluelock,
baby. You kidding me? Okay, so now we are on Bluelock. Bluelock.
I'm reading
episode
it.
15. Oh, you're reading it?
Yeah.
You go ahead. Sorry.
All right. Bluelock, episode 1.
No. Season 1.
Season. No, just kidding. Okay. Season 1, episode 15. Devour. Rawr.
Okay. All right. Hoo-ha.
Okay. Right after the game starts, Baru steals a goal with his overwhelming individual skills. Improved Narahaya leads Isagi and Nagi by the nose, forcing them a tough time. Doesn't make sense. Narahaya is desperate to catch up to geniuses like Baru and Nagi and to survive Bluelock. Just the same, Isagi struggles but finds a glimpse of his new weapon inspired by Naruhaya. What? Naruhaya's move. In the extreme condition where the egos of everyone collide, the time has come for Isagi to evolve.
And evolve he does, obviously. Okay. And they win. And then they choose Baru.
Guess who was right? Who was right?
I was wrong. And I liked it. You know what? Good job. I'll buy you dinner.
You know what's fun though? Isn't it fun to be wrong?
In
anime and stuff like that. Because I will say, it's something that I don't know if this is true, but I have seen some people attributing it to like ADHD, where you can find patterns in films and movies and stuff, and then you're like, oh, in the middle of it, you're like, oh, this is what's gonna happen, and then it does, and you're like, well, fuck, like, that kind of sucks.
Yeah.
So it is nice when that doesn't happen. I like it.
Yeah,
and you were like that a lot for me. In Planet Men, I was like always like, this is for sure what's gonna go, and you're like, not this, and then it would always go that way, and I was like, Jesus, dude.
Platinum. Oh,
Hey, Platinum Men should have had what you did. You should have wrote it. The demon thing that you said.
Oh, that would have been so sick.
It would have been so much better. Anyway, sorry, we don't need to.
So Bluelock is interesting because what I thought was going to happen didn't happen, right? I thought that Naruhaya was going to evolve, or he was going to showcase an ability that actually like was going to be like the key to the team, you know? But no, as it turns out, Naruhaya is like just an average player when it comes. Like he can't keep up with them at all.
They even gave him a backstory. That's when I literally thought I was going to lose, because when they show his backstory of him with his family and like everyone's in a tough spot, and he's like, I need to like do better, and I'm like, Like they're gonna take him.
I will say, as soon as they showed that, and
You
they
were
were
like-
done with it like a minute, and they were done with it like in a minute and a half, I was like, oh, that's a goodbye scene there, dude. That's how you exit a character out. So I felt like as soon as I saw that, I was like, ah, damn it, I was wrong.
Yeah.
Because like in reality, you'd probably slow roll that more than
The only thing though that makes me go, is taking Baru the smart choice? Is he doesn't play well at all with others. Right. And you have two people who, if he thinks they're slowing them down, but he's been beaten twice, and he's like, well, it's been everyone else.
Baru has to come to terms with the fact that he's lost twice in a row, despite how good he is.
Yeah, I hope
he's lost twice in a row, and like I get it. Like the first loss was probably against someone challenging, but the second one that was against Nagi, who is a genius but ranked higher, and ranked in like lower, like not as good, right? Didn't finish as early, and Isagi, who was like very bottom. It seemed like, right?
Oh no, dude! I just thought.
Oh, theory time.
I just thought of
theory
something.
time. Do it.
So in this episode, we see our friends. Who is it? We
see Chigiri and Kunigami, and they
team up with
Ray. Another Ray.
Dude, wow! Holy fuck! There's 3 Rays in. Yeah. That's crazy.
Oh,
has that ever happened before?
No, not like this.
So there are 3, and now Isagi is 3.
I know.
Do you think they're gonna play each other? And if they do, they can only take 1.
I know. And here's the deal, though. Here's the deal. And this is like my current theory for this: is Kunigami has been replaced at this point because Baro can do what Kunigami can't.
Oh no, you're right, dude.
So there's that aspect. However, the speed of Chigiri now that
has not been replaced.
Yeah. Oh. I also believe at this point that Isagi has become a better setup for Nagi than Ray. So to me, that's an obvious Chigiri pull. Now, what could happen is Chigiri gets injured in this process and is out for good, and we're forced to take Ray or Kunigami.
And they'll probably take Ray.
I would say Ray. Yeah.
Oh my god! I hope you're wrong. I know it's just fake, but dude, my heart just broke when you said that. I was like,
now they seem to be implying this future match between them.
Yeah.
This only happens if Chigiri, Kunigami, and Ray
face off against
and keep winning.
Yeah.
Unless you think the next match is them 3.
I think the next match is going to be them because it's 3v3.
Oh man,
they have to do it, and they would want Isagi for sure. Well, they would want Isagi or Nagi, right? That's who they would choose. It's because it's both of them, huh?
They would take Baro.
You think they would? They
would take Baro
over Isagi.
Yeah,
there's no way because they've played with him and know what he's capable of. I don't think that they would take. I don't think that they.
And
would
they
take
also
Baro.
lost to Baro. In the round robin, they lost to Baro.
I mean, that's true.
That's the one match they lost was against that match, and it was like 5-0 or something like that, or 5-1. Here's the deal.
I don't think so. I'm gonna go on mine.
I believe that.
You want dinner again? No.
Like, and what Naruhaya talks about as he loses, because when Isagi picks Baro, he says, "Thanks, you helped me evolve." Naruhaya calls Isagi a genius, but he calls him a genius of adaptability because what Isagi realizes is he can copy players.
Mm-hmm.
He calls it emulation, I think.
Yeah.
And he actually straight up masters Naruhaya's move on the first go to get behind Baro, ace Baro, and get a goal. Rad moment, by the way. Rad moment. But
you said you watched the show a bunch. I've watched that moment a bunch.
I watched this episode 2 or 3 times, and I've watched that moment.
I'm so thankful that this show is that you love it,
dude.
It's so good.
It's doing the My Hero moments. Like, you know how My Hero Academia's first season had amazing moments.
Yeah.
Like fine through line, whatever. This is that show. It's got these fantastic setups, these great payoffs. Like his first direct shot kick into when he realizes, and beats Nagi back then. It's amazing.
Yeah. Yep. I love this show, dude. It's really good. I don't know, man.
I think Baro gets picked.
I can't wait to watch it. It's out right now, so I can't wait
today.
to. Yeah, I can't wait to check it out and see what's gonna happen.
I tried my best not to watch it this morning. I was trying so hard, and I was like, I gotta watch it.
Yeah, I'll probably watch it after this.
But do I think the next match is Kunigami, Chigiri, and Ray?
Well, who would it be against? Just randos? It could be against the Browse guy that we met, and then maybe he becomes on their team. But in my head, they just won and are going in, and they have to have don't you have to have a cool off period? I think
it's a full day.
It's a full day, so you get a full day off.
I think
I don't know.
I need to know where Satoshi Rin is at this point too.
They're gone, bro.
I need to,
Can you
okay. I
imagine,
don't
though?
know. You don't know that,
Can you
so you don't know
dude.
that. But I
Oh, and that one other guy's in. Remember with like the one that can kind of copy Isagi? He has to come back into play at some point too.
and I think Nico and
Nico, that's what his name.
Nico.
Yeah.
I think Nico needs to come back into play because Nico's. Here's
It'll
the
be
deal.
Nico, Eyebrows, and someone else probably. You think they would make a team? Maybe.
I think Nico ends up on Isagi's team.
You think so? Why?
Yeah. With the way that they played the confrontation earlier with him in
so.
like in the kitchen or cafeteria.
Why would you need two of the same people on your team? You don't need that.
Nico's. I mean, he's not the same as Isagi, but.
I mean, he is. They literally like your thing is just like mine, and then Isagi's like, yeah, but unlike you, I'm not just a strategist. I'm a striker, and then he does the thing, which again was super sick. I made it sound like it was dumb, but it was very cool.
Yeah,
But then he's like, oh, I'm a striker now too. So he's literally kind of the same guy. But now Isagi just figured out that hey, I can emulate people, so he's even better. He can do everything.
Yeah, I think Nico. I think Nico in the first round
Fuck
robin.
Nico
in the first round robin and Nico now are not going to be the same player.
Obviously not, but I don't think they're going to take him still. I'll bet you lunch on that one.
I just don't know if the next match is going to be Kunigami, Chigiri, and Ray, because I feel like that's a semifinal match, or like a final match, not a. This is next, you know.
Well,
and I still think there's like 3 or 4 matches that need to happen between. And I also want to be clear. I think Isagi's team probably loses again. But we'll see.
Yeah, I can see that.
You know,
I can totally see that doing that.
And they might lose Baro, you know, at that point.
I think that they for sure. What I think happens is they probably lose the next game. They take Baro, and then they go forward, or they win this game, get one other person, go forward again, and then Baro gets taken or something like that.
Yeah,
I don't know. It's because I think you're right because I don't know what they're doing, and I kind of love that. Like, there's a part of me like, oh yeah, you're gonna get the old crew back together that we grew up with on the first core.
We already got rid of one of them.
That's not, yeah. And I'm like, well, maybe that's really not what they're doing at all. Like, that's like what it feels like the anime should be, because that's like what sport animes are. It's like you have a team and it builds up through the seasons and it gets better and everyone grows. Dude. But this is like on its head where it's like, fuck all those guys that you love.
What if that bald kid on the team all of a sudden became like a
really
genius?
good?
Yeah. Dude, how good would that be?
Awesome.
I mean, because all he's ever had is this can-do attitude, you know?
Yeah.
And what if that's like enough?
Can-do attitude.
What if that's like enough to like carry him through most of this process?
Dude, that would be insane. No, I hope he's gone.
In reality, he's gone. I really feel like the key members are going to be Raichi, Kunigami, Chigiri, and Isagi.
Yeah.
And Bachira. Sorry.
Yeah.
Everyone else is probably like it pains me to say it. That goalie's going to be gone real quick.
Yeah.
Which is sad.
Or because he only played goalie. So what if we get to see him actually shine as like a striker?
Yeah,
no, because there's no more goalies. They don't need to be goalies. The whole point was not to have goalies.
But that's just, it puts him in a weird spot where I don't think he has. Maybe he does shine.
I don't know, dude.
But you also like, I'm also like kind of still thinking about like Kuon, like what's going to happen with Kuon, you know?
Yeah, I was just thinking about him too. I can't remember his name though. But yeah, I was just thinking it'd be fun to see them. Yeah, dude, there's so many options that they could do. Which is
such an excellent anime, dude.
Gosh.
Such an excellent anime. Comments?
Yeah, it's on you, I think.
It's on me. Are you ready for comments, or do you want more
Let's
to
do
say?
comments.
Okay.
While you look them up, I'll tell you. No,
Sabak 7, I already miss Bachira. Same, bro.
I know, dude. That is true. They should have given us a little stinger or something at the end. Like they did that one episode when he was. Did you see the stinger episode of like I think it was 2 weeks ago where he was then he was picked for the other team and then he's like in the shower naked and he's doing the same thing. He like walks up naked to the guys. Yeah. I don't know why, but I just thought it was funny because everyone's like, well, I guess I'll join you or whatever. You're like, yeah, cool.
Digimon 33880, welcome back to the show. Lol, Nagi already knew it was over when Isagi said, shut up, genius.
That was a sick moment we didn't talk about. That was really cool.
And I like how Nagi was like, all right, I'll take that as a yes striker.
Yeah.
That was a good moment. I like that moment a lot.
Well, dude, there's moments in this show that truly, like you said, like the My Hero moments where it truly makes you feel a tone. Like, you kind of like he says that and you get like the chills of like, all right, like what's about to happen.
Yeah.
So,
Jose de Goat 8. When the side character gets too much screen time, it's never a good thing, and that's what I was feeling. I think.
Yeah.
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 Sabak 7. Welcome right back in the same comment section. Rayo got some issues, dude, and like Rayo does have some issues. Rayo, not Ray.
Well, this is why, because we didn't really talk about this. We can. You want to read a few more? Or you want to be?
No, that's plenty.
We didn't talk about this, but Rayo is Is it Ray or Rayo?
It's Rayo, not Ray. So
Rayo.
I guess we weren't entirely right there.
Okay,
but
Rayo.
Ario.
Ario. So he is so angry.
Oh, he is.
And so there's a part of me that feels like we have to face them next episode because it is such this crazy rivalry, and it will be, I don't know.
Rayo made it through here, and I think one of the things we didn't see a lot of in their game is Rayo. Like we saw him like.
Well, he's gonna evolve for sure. You're gonna
Right,
for a fact that like it's anime. It's
we
like
don't know how he evolved because all of his skills were setups to Nagi.
That is true.
Right?
That is true.
Like most of everything he did was setups to Nagi, and so like we don't know really what he's capable of yet. Like Nagi might, but again, they started playing 6 months ago. Both of them did.
That is true. Yeah.
Right? Or maybe Ray was a little longer, but regardless, I don't know what he's going to pull out.
No. Ray's was forever.
Oh, he was? Okay.
Yeah, he was a forever person. And then he found people didn't like how serious he was, right? Was that what it was? And he was that guy. No, that was Kuon. That was Kuon. Fuck.
Rayo just saw Nagi in a staircase, saw him catch a phone with his foot, and then was like, we got to do soccer together.
Yeah.
Oh, no, because Rayo was basketball or volleyball or something like that, right? Initially?
Yeah. I don't know.
Whatever. Doesn't
Dude,
matter. You know who we probably aren't going to see again?
Who?
Well, we're going to see Zentetsu. I just don't know if it's going to say he failed out or if he's on a different team going to get kicked out. But Zentetsu was the fast guy on that team.
Yeah.
Baka Zentetsu or whatever they called him. Stupid Zentetsu.
Yeah, he's not there.
Yeah.
I think he was gone. Dude.
Episode for me? Oh, you think he's gone?
Yeah.
He was fast, but he was only fast in short bursts of speed.
I don't know. They got to kick some of those people out. You know, like we can't do all those games. Your thing's going to be super long.
We'll see.
You can in the future.
We'll see.
But I guess like they're not playing everyone, right? Like everyone's getting their own teams. So that's why I'm saying I think that they face. I would almost bet they face them now.
We'll see.
But I'm not going to bet you
we'll
because
see today's
you looked
episode.
at it.
We'll talk about it. You know. I would rate this episode a 9.75 out of 10.
Ooh, this is 10 out of 10.
I only drop it because some animation was poor.
Yeah, some animation is bad.
Whenever
they do like a far away, when it's like the goal goes through the net or the ball goes
and you
through
see
the net,
the 3D,
and then it's like right in the background, the 3D like this.
That model of Isagi.
Like the face isn't even drawn
exactly.
there.
That's exactly what I was thinking about too. I dropped it. I was like, that was slightly handicapped by that awful ass animation there. But
yeah, I won't drop it too much because it was just one little scene. But yeah,
excellent week of anime. Anime of the week for you? Bluelock.
Probably Tomo-chan. No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bluelock is
Bluelock for sure.
Yeah, Devour is such an excellent episode. This show keeps on delivering excellent episodes. To be honest.
Yeah, I mean, every single week it's like I need to know what's about to happen next, or you're so excited, anticipating what is going to go on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. That's it for this episode of the podcast. Again, sorry for only delivering one this week. We will be back to normal next week, obviously. Just dealt with some issues externally. So follow us on Instagram, comment, rate and subscribe on any listening app that we're on, which would be iTunes or Apple Music or Spotify. And then share us with your friends. And if it's not too much of a hassle, send us a message. Say hi. Tell us what you like, what you don't like.
We always like that. There's a few people who say hi every once in a while. We love you and appreciate you.
You got criticism? Throw it on over. We want to hear it. We'll make fun of you after that.
You want us to talk about something? Let us know. Say, hey, why don't you talk about this?
Yep. Yeah.
Do it.
All right.
Do it. You won't. I love you. I miss you.
I was trying to think of what we should close this out with.
Let's close it out with.
Oh, you want to do a Pokemon noise? What do you want to do?